defend the judiciary. The judiciary is fairly sympathetic to solving cases of sexual and gender-based violence. Unlike in alcohol and goons, the judiciary is more sympathetic in dealing with these issues. So we need to just do proper investigation and make sure that the characters are presented before court so that we can be able to deal with these issues. We know that this issue is prevalent and we must help each other. Border people, please help us. Help us deal and protect with our young people. In Kisii County, for example, I was being told that children are being forced to go to school very early in the morning. That should not be the case. The schools know that the rules are such that schools should only expect the children at about 7 a.m. This thing of getting children to walk at about 5 in the morning and they are not being escorted by anybody in dark areas are things that we must deal with. Lighting is also, in these places, is also perpetuating crime. And county government, let's work together to make sure that we install more lights that can help people to work in an environment that is safe and secure. The other issue is about our lake. You know, our lake here is our lake is also our border. Yeah? Our lake is also our border. And we know there are certain things we have agreed we need to do in our security meeting in the morning. First, we need to increase government presence, border patrol unit presence in a number of places. And immediately within a month or so, we have agreed with the IG that we must have a presence in Mangeta, Ringiti, and Sori, to add to the places where we have. I think those are places. Thank you, DIG. We must increase our presence there so that we have proper enforcement to protect our country, but also to protect our fishermen. We have also agreed that in our modernization program, we are working on procuring more boats and more equipment that will help Coast Guard and the Border Patrol Unit to make sure that they patrol our lakes. This is the case in Lake Victoria, as is the case in Lake Turkana, where we have a similar problem. As I told you earlier, in Lake Turkana, the fish is breeding is happening in Ethiopia, and the fish come to Kenya. It becomes a cause of conflict. In Lake Victoria, breeding is happening in Kenya, and the fish is swimming across. And since the fish does not have, they are fish without border, and we cannot give them passports, and we cannot tag them, there is no other way we will work. We must work in a coordinated manner as the three countries. In this lake, the president had a meeting with President Museveni, and I was in that meeting, and it was agreed that through the joint agreement and the Two Nations Commission, Joint Commission, we are going to have a framework of joint exploitation of fish resources in this lake so that we reduce the problem. I also had a very good proposal from the county security team in the morning that we might need to have a liaison officer from Uganda based here in Kisumu, and we have also a liaison officer from Kenya based on the other side, so that when issues come up, we quickly trash them and resolve those issues. The land issues, I have heard you. We are going to engage the lands ministry to also deal with their issues of corruption. As we deal with ours on this side, that lands ministry also must deal with corruption issues. On border security, I've heard you. The border on the side of Kericho has one chief corresponding with 4 chiefs on this other side. So we must implement the administrative units on the other side to assist us. And also the NCIC has done a good job in the past. We want them to do even more. And we want to come and complete a peace process that was going on to put together the peace committees from the 2 counties so that we can ensure that the relationship is built between the 2 counties. And it should not depend on political goodwill. It must be a process that brings together everybody. I think those are some of the key issues in this county. Now, on your welfare, I will run through the welfare issues very quickly. Number 1, you have asked issues of mobility. Vehicles is a problem, and I agree. The last procurement was done in 2013. At that moment, we have a shortage of a good critical number of vehicles that we need. The leasing program is being worked out, And that leasing program, at the moment, PS is here, and the PS Treasury, they are working on something between the two ministries. We hope that we can get the leasing program go on. We are targeting about 3,000 cars. We are hoping we will close in before October, but it looks like it might drag on up to December. We are hoping that we can have the vehicles leased so that we can supply to yourselves. We have a problem, and it is a real problem. A real problem. And it is not confined to Kisumu. Most of our police stations, most of our counties do not have vehicles, or almost all, at least have critical problems in a number of the police stations. I know also the ACCs are the most affected. They are the ones who have no single cars. The ACCs who are here. Yeah? Madam ACC, where are you? Yeah? Sometimes you have to go with border, right? Yeah? Yeah. You have to work with OCS to help you. But where there is none, unatumia border.
Absolutely, Mheshimiwa.
Yeah, thank you very much. Unaona huyo SCC sasa anapanda border. Yeah? Akienda kazi. Alafu msee wa border anamwambia shika vizuri. Yeah? Na akikataa kushika vizuri anaenda mbio na kufunga break. So the SCC has no choice. Yeah? So lazima tuchunge this situation that we have. Niliambiwa huko Makwiny na SCC moja alikuwa anaenda Barasa, amebebwa na boda. Mtu wa boda alipoona mkutano imekaa namna yeye amekaribia, akaweka ka style na madoido, akaangusha Madam SCC. Alipoangusha kofia ikaanguka. Ati mtu akashout kwa mkutano akasema serikali imeanguka, you know. So we don't want serikali ianguke. We want to make sure that transport. Umesikia Bwana Fias, serikali isianguke vile tunaambiwa hapa. I want us to work together. We will see how to deal with this transport issue. On the question of your offices, I'm glad our leaders are here. Let's help each other through CDF to build as many police stations, as particularly chiefs and assistant chiefs offices, particularly to make sure that we have infrastructure. We thank you for what you have done already. I am the one person who supports NGCDF 100%. My opinion is different from other leaders. I support NGCDF 100%. And the reason being, I see the practical solution it gives at the local level. And it gives an opportunity to people at the local level, the committees, to decide the programs they want. And you chiefs, in your barazas and in decisions of NGCDF, working with your MPs, let us also support programs that will build the police station so that we can be able to move forward together. Mambo ya village elders, I totally agree with you, Mama, on the issue of village elders. We are in the final stage of the CAB memo. It's been signed by my colleagues. I'll present before cabinet, and then we'll see direction how to support the village elders. We will see how best we can be able to support you. It will not be employment, so it's not that it's salary. We're just looking for honoraria of some sort to support your work, ya kununua torch, na gumboots, na airtime, na nini, ya kusongesha, na also some insurance for those who are unable to pay for SHA. It can assist them to be able to do so, as they assist the other security architecture to solve their problems. The other issue that I know as of great concern is, I have already said earlier, we have agreed we will have a policy after this on transfers, and we have a policy on promotions. That will deal with all these issues, including the structure of promotion for chiefs, assistant chiefs, and the ACCs. Kuna also chiefs wako in terms of rank wako juu ya ACCs, and then they are being monitored, they are being supervised by the ACCs. That is an issue that we have to deal with. And so already we are having Conversation Public Service Commission as part of the output from this meeting. That is an issue that will make great contribution to it. We also want to reserve, when we advertise for the ACC's jobs, we'll reserve some of the jobs for the qualified chiefs so that they can rise to those positions of the ACCs. But you must go for interview. We'll just reserve the possibility so that you can, there is the Public Service Act requires that everybody must go through suitability test so that you can get to move to that level. And I know some of the chiefs and teachers, chiefs and people who are chiefs and former teachers who apply to be ACCs are struggling to fit into the rank within the ACCs issues. And again, we are working on that part. The ACCs of 2021, who are now almost due for promotion, you need first to go for the training. I think there are 300 of you. And His Excellency the President gave directives when we were at the graduation of the other ACCs, and you have been allowed to go for training. So anytime next month, all the 300 of you will go for the training so that you can qualify for your next stage of promotion. We also don't want you to wait. We want to make sure that the 300 ACCs that are due for promotion for the 2021 cohort, we want to make sure that they are going for the training from next month so that they can be promoted. What have I not said? The question of AIE. AIE is AIE for all, for the police, for all of you is being worked out. We want to see how best, looking at the budget. You see, let me tell you something, why the AIE kept coming down. The location, which was a location 8 years ago, is 3 locations now. Okay? Without corresponding increase on the side of the budget. So it ended up being that where that jurisdiction where the chief was getting 30,000, you know, or was getting 50, it comes down. So we are doing that. We must do proper costing so that when we improve the AIE, it becomes also sustainable. So we want to do after this proper costing. Remember, before even you speak about AIEs, you have 56 locations that have not been operationalized. And no, 56 sub-locations and I think 20-something locations. And 1 sub-county. 34 locations. 56 sub-locations. You have sub-counties. You have so why have we not operationalized since 2016, 2017? It's for the same reasons. To employ another chief extra requires a salary, and the salary has not been budgeted for. So what we are working on first is even to get these administrative units be operationalized, so that then it's followed by the commensurate AIE. So we need about PS 2.5. We need 2.5 billion shillings extra to our budget to operationalize all the administrative units. So we are working on it. Part of the reason why we wanted to listen to everybody is to strengthen our argument and to carry along everybody, including our elected leaders, so that when we go sit down and work on the budget, we work on it together. And please, believe me, this is something of great concern to us. The administrative units and the AIE is something we will work on, including the fuel. As I said, one of the biggest challenges with the police officers who have the vehicles is that they don't have the fuel, for the simple reason that the allocation is 450 liters per car. So I am glad the OCS proposed 750, but there is almost a consensus. Let us start with 650 for now. So we are going to work to move it to 650 per vehicle, and then we try to ensure that for the areas like Turkana, Marsabit, Northeastern, where they collect their fuel very far, we see how we can ensure that the fuel is collected somewhere nearer, so that then it can reduce also the wastage in that regard. We want to request county governments also to invest in ambulances, so that when you have accident scenes, we don't depend on police officers to go and rescue people, because then that again takes away some of the operational resources. On the issue of drugs and alcohol, we have also said that operation must continue. We already have the names of the places we want to target. So we'll work together to see what we are going to do, and the people who have been profiled. There's even a link of some of them operating from Kisumu to Nairobi. Kisumu is the 3rd highest, it's number 3 in Kenya among the counties where there is a high prevalence of illicit alcohol. So something has to be done. And you are number 5 in the use or of drugs and substance abuse, especially cannabis sativa. So we have to do something. We have a job to do as the security sector for serious crackdown. Some of these people you are calling gangs, they are carrying these drugs, alcohol, and they are carrying machetes and knives. They must be charged for those things. You don't have to say they are gangs. All of them can be swept and charged for the criminal activities they involve themselves in, if they are not abiding by the law and order. You have so many other things. I was trying to summarize them so that I don't have to read each one of them. But it looks like you want to sleep inside this tent. Training has been an issue. And as I said earlier, training will be, I don't want to repeat. This is we will make sure that it's ongoing. And that's why 60-something number of chiefs are leaving tomorrow for the training. And by December, we'll have completed the training for all the chiefs, among other issues. Mambo ya extraneous allowance and hardship allowance, we have had you. We'll take that up. On the citizen services, we are going to open Moroni within the next 2 months. We must have, in the Moroni constituency, we must have an office there because that's the farthest one. And then we come to Kisumu East, because Kisumu East can come later because it's nearer the town, but at least Moroni must come immediately within the next 2 months so that people can get birth certificates nearer home there and so forth. And I've had you also, in terms of other government services, all the sub-counties where we gazette to bring other government services closer. Again, we'll have to work with our leaders to make sure that the office space is there so that then we can encourage other ministries to bring their services closer. Licensing of alcohol and sale of alcohol, county governments, this is your job. You need to do something about it. We'll roll out Ngapu soon after we have initiated this, initiated the recruitment. Stock theft, again, we have agreed with the security sector what to do. Compensation, we agree, our chiefs, WIBA also delays in some cases. We want to, in our report, we will make sure that that is expedited. That includes also pension and gratuity for those who retire. On the issue of team building, I totally agree. We must have a reward system and bring back team building sessions for all of us. Maintenance of police station, that's AIE issue, and we must deal with that. Promotion policy, strength, road designs, layers with political leaders in issues of goons. Please, that is true. Some leaders have bouncers who are goons, and some don't. So we have to really engage them. And our security sector is going to engage specifically everybody, including governors, senators, MPs, so that we make sure that things go well. I hope my friend Professor Anyang' Nyong'o doesn't have a DG. Does he have his wing? I don't think he can afford to have goons at his, not because he doesn't have money, but at his age, he should be living very good legacy for peace. And I believe he does so. Yeah, so we make sure that we work together to sort out these issues. Harmonization of KPS and NPS, we will do that. Coast Guard issues, electronic tracking, training. Thank you for the young people who presented their solution here. I'm going to listen to them. Fuel issues for the prison, I agree, and vehicles for prison also. Modern, whatever, public, instant fine system, I agree. Tools to village elder support, security. Jukwaa wasomi, we will support you. And the PS office will support you. Here we have a program to make sure that we support Jukwaa wasomi for our students in college and the university. Comrades power, eh? Yeah, so we will support you. All these other things, human-wildlife conflict, I've already asked our peers to speak to the PS wildlife so that compensation issues also are taken care of seriously in this region, just the way it is done in other parts of the country. Insurance for border, all those conversations, rescue, PWD issues, I agree, gender-based violence, licensing, vetting of persons, vetting for giving IDs that was removed. So chiefs, you know what to do. You are the ones who take responsibility in identifying residents in your location and facilitating them to get IDs. And then IPOA with the police, we must be able to build that good relationship between IPOA and the police. Medical cover is already being discussed, especially for the police. There has been a lot of complaint in the existing medical cover. So mnipigia makofi. I know I've not exhausted everything. Before I give Mheshimiwa Oron. Before I give him the mic to come and invite, actually before I give the speaker to recognize the MCAs and then say a few words and then invite the MP, let me take this opportunity to invite our PS. You know PS Raymond Omolo? Mchapakazi. Yeah? Adi? Okay. Wodasumi. Yeah? You know, we work together as a ministry. This teamwork, we are trying to push you to work together. Even us at the ministry level, we work together seamlessly. Maybe because he has been my friend for many years, okay? We were in the university together. We have worked this journey together. Even when he was here at Lake Basin Development Authority, we used to consult together in Ikiwa Senate. And I know Raymond has the capacity, the willingness, the hard work to help us sort out the issues within the ministry. And because he's the accounting officer and he's the one who will have to finally put together the resources, and also is the lead person, the Human Resource Issues with Public Service Commission. What is that called? The officer? What? Oh, yeah, authorized officer. Kiingereza imepotea. It is now my singular duty to invite our peers to say a few words before I invite the MCA to say it.